We are expecting property prices to continue to fall into 2023. But I think, when you have a look at the last 30 years of price cycles in Australia, we found that the duration and the steepness of an upswing tend to be longer and greater than the downturn. So as you just said, house prices saw a significant gain during the pandemic. Across our combined capitals, they rose 34% during the upswing. They've only fallen about 5% from that price peak. It does vary depending upon the capital city. Sydney saw house prices rise by 40% during that pandemic boom, and they've fallen a more substantial 8% from that price peak. But what downturns tell us over the last 30 years is it's unlikely to erase all the growth that was seen during the pandemic boom. Housing markets are cyclical, and it's a very timely reminder of this. Ups and downs of our property market are signs of a healthy market, just like expansions and contractions of the economy. And I think what this really tells us is we need to view property as that longer term investment. Timing the market becomes less important if we do this. It's all about time spent in the market that actually counts.
And Nicola, as we know, the Reserve Bank's aggressive interest rate hikes over the past several months have led to property prices falling. But there will be a lot more international students and workers coming to Australia next year. So could that possibly cause house prices to stabilise or even rise again in some capital cities and regional areas?
One of Domain's trends to watch for 2023 is certainly population growth. It is a reminder that interest rates are not the only factor to influence housing price cycles and, of course, housing demand. Things like tax setting, banking regulation, income growth, and, of course, population growth all influence demand for housing. And population is really going to be a key in 2023. The latest budget saw an increase in the quota to the permanent migration program. So this is going to be essentially the biggest immigration drive Australia has ever seen. What we're likely to see in terms of the impact on our housing markets is, firstly, it will impact the rental market because most overseas migrants tend to rent upon arrival. And we have a landlord's market across Australia, across all of our capital cities and into regional Australia. I think longer term, it will impact the sales market because the longer people stay in Australia, the much more likely they are to make a purchase.
At Domain, your team have access to a lot of data, and you guys are keeping a close eye on what people are typing in their search terms, what house hunters are looking for. And I know there's been an uptick in search terms like pool, beach and waterfront. Why is that?
When you think about the pandemic, it created one of the greatest lifestyle shifts Australians have ever experienced, and it's going to leave a legacy. And it really is emphasising what people are searching for in terms of their keywords. It's all about the home, but also the surrounding community in which the home sits. And things like pool, waterfront, beach and view, all of these lifestyle keywords are really high on the agenda for home hunters. I think the interesting one is the rise of the use of the keyword study. We saw this come out at number 4 during 2021, but it's risen even higher in 2022. It came out 3rd nationally as the most searched keyword.
All right, well, those are some very interesting observations. Nicola Powell, thank you very much for your insights.
Thank you.
So that was Nicola Powell, the chief economist of Domain. So interest rate rises are expected to cause property prices to keep falling, but then there's also going to be an influx of immigrants as well. So that could also help boost the property market slightly.
Yeah, interesting to see those search terms and sort of read into it what people are looking for.